Alright guys, what's going on? We've got, I don't remember which war number this is, but we're facing PBT. They had had a pretty similar season to us this season. I think that their best war leading into this was 4 deaths. Our best war leading into this was 4 deaths as well. Their worst war of the season I think was a little bit worse than our worst war, so we felt pretty evenly matched here. So my team is going to be Omega, Red Hulk, and Sabretooth. Omega and Red Hulk do have a synergy together and they both benefit from the attacker tactic. And I'm going to start off on path 9 in section 1. So this is just going to be a void. Up until they changed this node, you didn't really want to use Red Hulk here. Anytime that you were inflicted with a debuff of any kind, even if you purified it right away, Void would get a pretty long Fury, and the Fury was huge. It was like a 400% Fury or something like that. So if you made a mistake, if you lost your combo, the damage was just absolutely insane. So you really wanted someone who was immune or who could finish the fight before ever getting a debuff. Like Cosmic Ghost Rider. That's not really necessary anymore though. So yeah, Red Hulk just destroys this fight. Much less dangerous now than it used to be. So here I'm going to throw on Double Edge. I'm going to take it back off in a minute, which I probably shouldn't have done for my next Red Hulk fight because I was a little bit nervous about it. This is just going to be in a Tuma. There's not much to this fight. This is a pretty bad placement for him. I mean, so this node, if you have debuffs on you, it reduces your chance to like land a parry, pretty much your defensive abilities. However, you can't really parry him anyway, so it doesn't matter. And he doesn't place debuffs on you. Power Focus 1 doesn't really matter. Most people prefer to bait out his Special 1. So just kind of an odd placement. I'm taking some block damage. I don't really care though. He just didn't want to throw his heavy attack. Fight's over. So here I'm going to take the SpiderHam. I did remove Double Edge again for this fight, which was probably a mistake. I was a little bit worried about the Fury that he would have. But SpiderHam is a little bit dangerous here because he gets a Fury every time you have a debuff. Every single time that you punish one of his special attacks, you're going to get a taunt on you. So right here I'm going to punish a special, get a taunt. So he's going to have that Fury the entire time. And you also want to play him stun immune. The reason you want to play him stun immune is because if you parry him and hit him, he has like a certain percent chance, maybe like a 30% chance. I might just be making that up, to place a popper on you. And if he does that, you're going to take damage when you throw your Special 1. So strategy here is pretty simple. The power reserve actually helps. It makes the fight a little bit easier. It makes it easier to play him stun immune so you never get one of those poppers on yourself. And yeah, Red Hulk is a great option for this fight. Falcon is a great option for this fight. Shang-Chi not so much. I don't really like him for SpiderHam because you have to throw your Special 1. But yeah, he's going down slowly but surely. I'm just healing from willpower, from all of the taunts that he's putting on me, and the fight is over. So I was kind of nervous about that, just because I hate fighting SpiderHam without like Mole Man pretty much. But okay, just scooting up here, sharing a little energy. And I'm going to be taking this Nick Fury on node 23. I take this pretty much every war. You know, Kitty is not as good for it this season as she was last season, because she benefited from the cleanse tactic. So even if you got rooted, you could still move. But if Kitty gets rooted on this node now, she can't phase. So that's, you know, a pretty huge detriment for her. Here, this Fury is being really nice. He's throwing his Special 2s, like as soon as he gets them so I can stay close, keep my spores high. And yeah, here I'm going to lock in my spores. One more time he's going to throw the special 2 as he's losing his first life, so I can go in, punish with my special 2 right away, and that gets rid of his big fury buff as well. So here, I really haven't lost any spores. Like, I think I still have about the same number of spores that I've had the entire fight. Here, gonna lock in the degen one more time. Let him throw that special 1. It doesn't matter. So he went down very easy. Put him in the trash. Okay, so here I'm gonna fight this Immortal Abomination on path 5 in section 2. So I-bomb is here because this node has, I believe it's called Sadist. I could be wrong though. So depending on how many debuffs he has on him, for every 1 he's gonna get an extra 50% attack, and that includes his personal poisons. So he's just gonna be hitting really hard through the block. That's really the only reason he's here. But you can see I haven't removed protection once, and he's almost down. And the other thing is that they put him on the same lane as Killmonger. I think I've talked about that before, but if you're setting up your defense, you really want to do it in a way where like one attacker can't take both fights. You want to kind of split the lane up a little bit. Yeah, I mean, that's how you ultimately get most of your kills on defense, is by forcing compromises, because there's so many champions in this game. There's so many, you know, strong alliances, strong players at the top who can do, you know, who can solo their war fights pretty easily. And I think the only way, unless someone makes a mistake, which you can't count on, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't, but you really just want to try to force people to use imperfect counters. So, alright, moving up here, I have one more fight. It's just going to be this Korg on node 49. So Kitty is a better option for this fight. Omega isn't great. You know, Kitty, even though she only has one of the immunities like Omega Red, she is just... She's able to ignore all of the damage from the poison phase just by phasing. Omega can't do that, so he's going to be taking the incinerate damage, and I'm going to make some mistakes here. You can see here, this Korg just did not want to throw his special 2, so I lost all my spores. I'm like 30 seconds into the fight. If he would have thrown that special 2, I would have locked in all the spores that I built up at the beginning, and he would be, you know, closer to 50% right now. But I'm getting backed up. I'm getting a little bit nervous. Normally I would want to save for my special 3, but in this instance I'm gonna go ahead and drop my special 2 here. I've never missed the spacing on that, Heavy punishing his special 2 before. The issue this time is that when he threw it, I think I was a little bit, the spacing was off, so I had to like, I couldn't do a shallow evade out of his special 2, if that makes sense. So I was just too close or too far, something happened and the spacing was just off. Now I'm just kind of hoping that he dies before I do. Trying to build up some spores here. You can see he's in the incinerate phase. I'm just kind of ignoring it, but here we go again. He doesn't want to throw his special 2 when I have spores up, so I lose them all again. And just a frustrating fight. Anyway, we did end up losing this war. We died 4 times. PBT had their best war ever, probably died 1 time. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.